It's a lot of pressure studying for this exam. A lot of expectations, a lot of goals that you want to accomplish. But I know you could do it. But in the meantime, let's figure out a way to gather your thoughts and relax a little bit while you take in all this information. I know many of you are watching our YouTube videos, attending the webinars, and doing everything you need to do in order to pass. So today, I want to try something a little bit different, a little bit outside of my norm, but we got to expand our horizons in order to improve, so let's give it a whirl. So before we dive into today's content, I want you to stop what you're doing, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and just remind yourself everything's going to be okay. Again, a deep breath. Sometimes we all just need to gather our thoughts and calm our nerves. The fact is, when we do that, you're much more efficient in your studies than if you're stressed and letting your mind wander with anxieties all the time. My dad always said, people think of 100 problems, but really only one of them is legitimate. So, try and collect your thoughts and focus on what's important in this moment. And don't forget that if you're watching this video, you're doing exactly what you need to do. I know I may have personality, but you're not here for fun. You're here to learn. So, feel good about that you're taking the necessary steps in order to achieve your goals. Many people aren't, but you are. And there's value in that you need to appreciate. So today we're going to put on some calming meditation music for the next part of the video, so you can play this video while you're driving, studying, relaxing, or even falling asleep. I know that sounds weird, but that's the reality. You guys are listening to this at night, may need to relax, so why not kill two birds with one stone, relax and learn. This will help you put your mind at ease and focus so much better. Without further ado, let's begin. To designate a payment or owing is called A, credit, B, pledge, C, waiver, or D, debit. D, debit. The meaning of debit is an amount owed. Jane saw a property that was $900,000, then found another property that had the same use, design, and income in the next town over for $600,000. Because of the price, she purchased the home in the next town over. This would be the principle of A, regression, B, contribution, C, progression, or D, substitution. D, substitution. The principle of substitution is determining the maximum value of a particular parcel of property by seeing what it would cost to obtain an equally desirable substitute property. Definitions of market value are least concerned with A, value in exchange, B, market cost, C, open market, or D, objective value. Market cost. Market value is the present worth of one commodity to draw on the open market. How much an item costs has no relevance to its value. Property taxes are described as ad valorem taxes. Ad valorem most nearly means A, reproduction value, B, replacement value, C, according to value, D, market value. According to value. By definition, property tax is assessed according to value, so it's an ad valorem tax. Which of the following acts requires that public accommodations be made accessible to all people? A, the American with Disabilities Act, B, the Labor Standards Act, C, the Fair Housing Accommodations Act, or D, the Federal Depository Insurance Act. A, the American with Disabilities Act. The purpose of the law is to make sure that people with disabilities have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else. When processing a real estate loan application, a lender would review characteristics of the borrower along with a loan and property to make A, a credit rating, B, a loan commitment, C, a liability statement, or D, a property appraisal. B, a loan commitment. In determining whether or not to make a loan commitment, a lender will examine the borrower's income, their character, and the property. In negotiating a sale, a buyer wanted attached basketball hoop to be included in the sale, but did not want to pay extra for it. Which would best accomplish this? A, make an oral agreement on the side for the transfer of the basketball hoop. B, arrange for the basketball hoop to be used as security for the loan. C, write up a bill of sale for the basketball hoop. Or D, list the basketball hoop as a fixture in the sale contract. List the basketball hoop as a fixture in the sale contract. Since the fixtures are automatically included in the sale price, and since the basketball hoop is immovable and thus qualifies as a fixture, this is the best solution. A family rents a vacation home from July 5th, 2020 to July 31st, 2021. Their tenancy would properly be classified as A, an estate for years, B, a periodic tenancy, C, a fee simple estate, or D, month to month. Estate for years. An estate for years is a lease for any fixed period of time. A contract in which all parties have fulfilled their promise is an A, contingent contract, B, executed contract, C, expired contract, or D, executory contract. B, executed contract. An executed contract is a contract that has been completely carried out by the parties. An increase in the availability of money leads to which of the following effects on interest rates? A, no effect on interest rates due to RESPA guidelines. B, no effect on interest rates due to TILA guidelines. C, interest rates would go down. D, interest rates would go up. C, interest rates would go down. Just like most things in a free market economy, mortgage loans are subject to the laws of supply and demand. If equal monthly payments are made when financing a home with long-term loan, the amount of each payment applied to the outstanding principal balance will A, decrease at a constant rate, B, increase while the interest payments decrease, C, increase by a constant amount throughout the life of the loan, or D, decrease while the interest payments increases. B, increase while the interest payments decreases. On a level payment loan, the amount of each payment applied to interest decreases while the amount of each payment applied to the principal increases. This is because the amount of each loan payment stays the same, but the amount of interest that needs to be paid is reduced with each payment. A title company can make a title search by searching the records of the A, Federal Land Office, B, County Recorder's Office, C, County Clerk's Office, or D, County Recorder, Federal Land, and County Clerk's Office. County Recorder, Federal Land, and County Clerk's Office. A title search is a review of all recorded documents affecting a specific piece of property to determine the present condition of title. A correct statement about the owners of a condominium unit and the owners of a cooperative apartment is that they both A, must pay assessments, B, own shares of stock, C. Own real property, or D. Receive an annual real estate tax bill. A. Must pay assessments. Assessments are special and local tax imposed upon property which benefit from an improvement that has been made in the area. Homeowners may deduct all the following expenses on their tax return except A. Points on a purchase money mortgage, B. Mortgage interest payments, C. Depreciation and maintenance expenses, D. Property taxes paid. Depreciation and maintenance expenses. Maintenance, depreciation, and repair can only be deducted in commercial real estate. Which statement best describes a VA loan? A loan backed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, which offers veterans and service personnel the opportunity to buy a home with favorable terms, often with no down payment requirement. B, a loan funded through the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs for qualified veterans on approved properties. C, a variable adjusted rate mortgage that adjusts monthly to reflect the prevailing legal interest rate. D, a loan insured by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which offers low-income people the chance to become a homeowner. A loan backed by the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs, which offers veterans and service personnel the opportunity to buy a home with favorable terms, often with no down payment required. A meets and bounds legal description must A. Cover an area larger than 10 acres, B. Commence and finish the same identifiable point, C. Always use north and south as the basis for directions, D. Be used in areas not covered by the rectangular survey system. B. Commence and finish at the same identifiable point. When a mortgage loan has been paid in full, it is important for the borrower to be sure that A. The paid mortgage is returned to the lender, B. He or she obtains a deed of partial reconveyance, C. A satisfaction of mortgage recorded, or D. The paid note is placed in a safe deposit box. C. A satisfaction of mortgage is recorded. Recording formalizes the owner's paid in full status. A tax bill derived by calculating the cost per front foot is A. Personal property tax, B. Special assessment, C. Use permit, or D. License. B. Special assessment. A judgment that has been recorded would be an A. Involuntary lien, B. Inferior lien, C. Superior lien, or D. Mechanic's lien. A. Involuntary lien. An involuntary lien is a non-consensual claim to the property of another as collateral to ensure the repayment of a debt. Which of the following does not go with the land? A. An easement by necessity, B. An easement in gross, C. An easement appurtenant, or D. An easement by prescription. B. An easement in gross. An easement in gross is held by a person or entity, not a per property, so it does not go with the land. Ad valorem is best defined as A. At replacement value, B. Added value, C. According to value, or D. Fixed value. C. According to value. The term ad valorem is derived from the Latin ad valentium, meaning according to value. If one uses the words of definite duration to describe a lease, it is most likely an A, estate in sufferance, B, periodic tenancy, C, life estate, or D, an estate for years. D, estate for years. An estate for years always will have a definite termination date, which makes it a definite duration time. What is the difference between a general lien and a specific lien? A specific lien is held by one person, while a general lien is held by at least two people. A specific lien covers real estate, while a general lien covers personal property. A general lien affects all debtors' property, while a specific lien only affects certain pieces of property. A general lien cannot be enforced in court, while a specific lien can be enforced. C. A general lien affects all the debtor's property, while a specific lien only affects a certain piece of property. A general lien affects all debtor's property, both personal and real. With a tenancy for years, A, the lessee has a freehold estate. B, no notice is required to terminate the lease. C, the term of the lease must be at least 1 year. D, a 30-day notice is required to terminate the lease. No notice is required to terminate the lease. An estate or tenancy for years is a leasehold that continues for a definite period of time. Because it always has a specific beginning and end date, no notice is required. The owner of a unit in a cooperative receives a tax bill for the individual unit, B, fee simple interest in the unit, C, proprietary lease to the unit, or D, right of first refusal. C, proprietary lease to the unit. In a cooperative, each tenant owner receives shares in the cooperative and a proprietary lease to the owner's unit for the life of the cooperative. The type of real estate ownership that is most all-inclusive is A, life estate, B, reversionary interest, C, fee simple absolute estate, or D, qualified fee estate. The answer is C, fee simple absolute estate. Fee simple absolute estate is the highest interest in real estate recognized by law. The market value of a parcel of real estate is A, the amount of money paid for the property, B, an estimate of its future benefits, C, the most probable price it should bring, or D, the value without improvements. C, the most probable price it should bring. The term reconciliation refers to which of the following? A, separating the value of the land from the total value of the property to compute depreciation. B, analyzing and weighing the findings obtained by the different approaches to value to arrive at a final estimate of value. C, loss of value due to any cause. Or D, the process by which an appraiser determines the highest and best use for a parcel of land. B, analyzing and weighing the findings obtained by different approaches to value to arrive at a final estimate of value. All the following are characteristics of value except A, scarcity, B, obsolescence, C, utility, or D, transferability. B, obsolescence. Obsolescence is not a desirable trait and therefore it takes away from the desirability of the property and the demand for the property. In the cost approach to value, the appraiser makes use of the A, assessed value of the building, B, owner's original cost of the building, C, sales price of similar buildings in the area, or D, estimating replacement cost of the building. D, estimating replacement cost of the building. The cost approach is used to estimate the replacement cost of reproduction cost of the building. A home with its kitchen next to the master bedroom would be considered A, functionally obsolete, B, diminished, C, economically obsolete, or D, physically obsolete. Functionally obsolete. The kitchen adjacent to the master bedroom is considered functionally obsolete. A formal estimate of a property's market value based on an established method and using a licensed professional is performed by A, real estate appraiser, C, real estate counselor, C, real estate broker, or D, home inspector. Real estate appraiser. Although brokers counsel and inspectors also look closely at specific property, a licensed appraiser is qualified to produce a formal opinion of the value of an appraisal. In a fixed-rate, fully amortized loan, A, the principal amount in each payment is greater than the interest amount. B, each mortgage payment reduces the principal by the same amount. C, a balloon payment will be made at the end of the loan. D, each mortgage payment amount is the same. Each mortgage payment amount is the same. A fully amortized loan is paid off slowly over time in equal payments. Which of the following must be done before placing a for sale sign on a listed property? A, all of the other options are correct. B, obtain the property owner's consent. C, list the property. D, get the neighbor's permission. B, obtain the property owner's consent. A broker may install a for sale sign on a property only after obtaining permission from the property owner. Dan is house shopping and all contracts a real estate office. He tells the agent Stephen that he's interested in the area but is not ready to sign any agreement just yet. Stephen can be helpful in accommodating with all the following actions except A, explain to Dan about buyer's agency, seller agency, and dual agency. B, providing information on properties for sale in the area. C, providing information on mortgage interest rates and terms. Or D, pre-qualify Dan for a mortgage. D, pre-qualify Dan for a mortgage. Stephen cannot obtain confidential information about Dan without first entering into a buyer-agency relationship, so Stephen may not pre-qualify Dan for a mortgage. Arthur's a property manager with $1,000 short when needed to pay his office rent. He wrote a check to himself for his client's trust account to cover the cost. Arthur's action is an example of A, misrepresentation, B, fraud, C. Conversion, or D. Commingling? C. Conversion. Conversion is unauthorized use or control of someone else's property. A broker is listing your neighbor's home. The commission should be determined by which of the following? A. Rates approved by the real estate commissioner. B. The size of the broker's firm. C. Rates negotiated with the neighbor. D. Rates approved by the local board of realtors. C. Rates negotiated with a neighbor. Transaction commissions on the sale of the home should be determined by a negotiation between the seller and the listing broker. The Rose family owns a home in a semi-rural area which is about 5 years old. Recently announced plans for a new regional airport will place their home directly in line with main runways that ends 1 mile before their home. If the airport is constructed, will it diminish the value of the Rose home? Yes, because of economic obsolescence. Yes, because of functional obsolescence. No, because noise from aircraft passing overhead is not recognized as affecting property values. Or no, because value would increase to the location of the close airport. Yes, because of economic obsolescence. Economic obsolescence occurs when factors unrelated to the property itself, outside of the owner's control, diminish its value. The maximum estate that a person may hold in land may be referred to as A. Estate in severalty, B. Life estate, C. Estate for years, or D. Fee simple estate. Fee simple estate. A fee simple or fee simple absolute estate in land, a form of freehold ownership. It is a way that real estate and land may be owned in common law countries and is the highest possible ownership interest that can be held in real property. Zoning ordinances could control the use of privately owned land in several ways. Which of the following is not a zoning control? Regulated land use, providing for control of rental prices, restricting allowable height buildings, restricting the amount of area building may occupy. Providing for control of rental prices. The zoning ordinance is written regulation and law that defines how property in specific geographic zones can be used. A person who has complete control over a parcel of real estate is said to own a leasehold estate, B. Fee simple estate, C. Defeasible estate, or D. Life estate. Fee simple estate. The fee simple estate provides the most control a person can have over their real estate. Your neighbors use your driveway to reach their garage on the property. Your attorney explains the ownership of the neighbor's real estate includes an easement appurtenant, giving them the driveway right. Your property is the leasehold interest, dominant tenement, licensed property, servient tenement. An easement appurtenant allows the holder of one property to benefit from another. In this case, your property is servient because it is the one burdened by the easement, while your neighbor is dominant since it is the one that is benefiting. An owner has a permanent right to cross over adjoining owner's land has a party wall, a license, an easement, a riparian right. An easement. An easement is the right that a property has over a party, the property of another owner. Which of the following is defining characteristics of a graduated rental lease? A lease starting at an agreed upon payment and increases at set intervals as the lease term matures. A lease with an extender clause. A lease payment determined by the amount of gross income received each month. A lease starting at a fixed minimum payment and increased by a portion of the gross sales received annually. The term graduated lease refers to an agreement under which a tenant and landlord agree to a periodic adjustment of monthly payments. If 4 persons hold title to real property as tenants in common, they would be unable to determine the portion of the land as theirs, must each own 1/4 interest, C would have the right of survivorship, or D could not transfer the interest without the consent of the others. Tenants in common is where you share a specific proportion of ownership rights of real property, but not an extra area. This is called undivided interest, but not an exact area. Susan, a property owner, has a neighbor that used her driveway to reach the garage. Susan's attorney explains the neighbor have an easement appurtenant. That gives them right to use her driveway. Susan's property is A, appurtenant tenement, B, servient tenement, C, dominant tenement, or D, prescriptive tenement. Servient tenement. Susan is the servient tenement because her property is burdened by the easement. A loan made with real estate security and not involving government participation in the form of insuring, guaranteeing, or direct lending is known as a conventional loan, a standby loan, a Bancroft bond, budget mortgage. Conventional loan. Conventional loan is a type of mortgage that is not part of a specific government program. When financing new construction, the lender usually releases the final payment to the builder. A, when the owner accepts the property. B, after the notice of completion has been recorded. C, when the work has been completed. Or D, after the lien period has expired. After the lien period has expired. A lien is a form of security interest granted over an item of property to secure the payment of the debt or performance of some other obligation. A husband and wife want to buy a lot for $25,000. They will pay $10,000 in cash, and the seller will carry back a note and trust deed for the balance. They intend to build a home on the lot in 5 years. When they are ready to look for a lender that will finance their construction plans, the absence of which of the following clause may cause them difficulties? A, release clause, B, alienation clause, C, subordination clause, or D, acceleration clause. C, subordination clause. The subordination clause in a mortgage usually says that all original claims on a debt must be paid for before any new ones.